all, so this is the COT data video for the week beginning the 8th of May. You can see an increase of the euro positions, a slight increase you can see from the week prior, 164, 173. So the dollar is fairly stable, the euro kind of pumped a little bit, and we had a very tricky week because of the FOMC with ECB, with the NFP as well. So we're probably going to see quite a little bit of a mixed picture here. Note that the dollar is pretty stable. It didn't really do much. The euro did increase a little bit, 169 to 173. So it's a slight increase. Let's look at the yen. And also don't forget, if you haven't got a drop down icon, your security settings are too high. So you need to reduce those settings and just do a Google search for that. They'll be able to tell you how to do that. I'm not really sure how to change the settings, but it's going to be fairly obvious. Just do a Google search. You know, my security settings are too high. How do I change, or something like that? But for me and for others, we've got the drop down. If you haven't got the drop down, then just do a Google or let me know. Then I can Google for you. But you should have that option, right? Yen stable, minus 68. Minus 68 didn't really do much, did it? What, 687, 683. All right, so very, very sideways. Nothing to be said there. The euro sideways, and the dollar, sorry, is sideways, and the yen likewise. Let's see the pound, because you remember the pound really pumped. Well, we'll do the pound and we'll look at Aussie. Right, okay, so that's interesting. We were positive. Okay, 5,839, 1,000. So this might have been a ruse, right? We've got to remember GU, the cable, is quite extreme now. So there's 80% of retailers they're short. So we could be due a short squeeze and then like an impulse move to stop them out. Then we're going to probably drop, and that would indicate what could happen, I think, on cable. So we're quite extreme, and show you that. There. So there's so many bears, and so these bears probably going to get squeezed, I think, but I could be wrong. So this is indicating what might happen, so be careful of that. All right, and if we do fall on this, look for the EG long. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So let's look at Aussie. I'm a bit suspicious about pound. Got to be a bit careful with it. Aussie is declining, minus 39 to minus 45. So that's of note. Nothing really to be said there because we haven't got a cross. We had a cross on CAD yen, if you remember. Let's have a look at that. And CAD's declining too. Alright, so if it was coming higher than CAD yen long, potentially, you could probably hold that, but it looks like they've sold the Canadian dollar quite a bit, minus 43 to minus 50,000 contracts. So it's fairly significant. Look at gold. Gold's going to be of note, and yeah, we pumped. All right, so 185, 195. And there's probably lots of reasons for them to be buying gold because of this banking crisis and the debt ceiling issue. So this could appreciate, and there were a load of bears as well on gold. Be really careful. It's looking positive for gold. It's quite bullish because we're well above the zero line, and we've increased from the week prior. Take gold off. And then we'll look at Kiwi. We were range bound. We did break above the range, and we're back within the range again. Just negative, ever so slightly negative, 1917. And yeah, so we're going slightly into positive territory, but we did go in positive territory. Then we're back down again. We're back within that range, so might see a repeat potentially, and if we do see more continuation on these longs, we'll get a new long signal, because then obviously the dollar would have weakened against the Kiwi, but we're not there yet, and I think the dollar might just go sideways for a while and be quite frustrating. Swiss franc. And likewise, just really sideways, isn't it? And that's it. So just a reminder, you can change the permutations to this. So you might be interested in pound CAD, and you might just be only interested in pound CAD. That could be the currency pair that you use. I don't know, but could be useful. But maybe you'll use looking at the euro pound, stuff like that. As you can see, the euro is significantly stronger than the pound. And we did go into positive territory, but it looks like we might come back below. All right, so this might be a little like a head fake. So be careful. And as for testing, it will be ongoing this week. And then on the weekend, we'll have copy trading. And then you guys will have to install an EA onto your MetaTrader 4. And so then that will therefore receive the trades from the bubbles. So that's, you'll have to get an EA, but more details to follow over the week. And like I say, some testing still to go. And fingers crossed it's going to pan out well, because it's a web app. The spreadsheet it's got a listener. So actually it's on the cloud, where before when we had signals, we had to install some physical software on our PCs. And obviously that was not ideal. You don't really want a third-party tool that you have to download on your computer. We're just going to install an EA, or you'll install an EA to listen, and then you'll take the trades from the bubbles. And it'll be 0.01 for foreseeable future, because we don't really want to be over-trading, and we also want to be quite careful because we're into week 1 of testing, so we don't really want to be using large lot sizes. So we'll use the micro lot, do that for a couple of weeks. When it's all profiting together, then we can increase the lot size together. Okay, so that's how we're going to do it. Remember the Patreon website if you want to join us. And then this is us, this one here, and then that's the URL there. So have a great weekend. I'll speak to you guys soon.